Hey, everybody. Welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. I'm Christy Brower here with my sister, co host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver.
Hello.
Some of you may have noted that this is the second time we went live this evening. May I apologize for my salty language in the 2-second video we had before?
We didn't know we
Yes,
went live. It was a mistake.
it was an accident. Well, I mean, we did know, but it was a little too late because once you
Yeah.
hit go, it has to start before you can stop it.
Yeah.
And as you know, we had a little sound problem last night, and so we were trying to work it out. And so we were trying to just record ourselves and listen and make sure we had fixed it.
Mhm.
When I realized that we were actually set to not just record but go live, and then it was too late, and I said a bad word, and I don't know. Anyway, that's what happened. And one of you immediately found it and sent it to us like
Yeah.
instantly.
You were
So
nice enough to say, did you do this on purpose?
yes, thank you. No, we did not, but you never know what's gonna happen when when you're listening to the Psychic Sisters because
We
we
don't
are fucking
even
crazy.
know. That's right. And that's what
Oh,
happened.
what did I say? I said, "Oh, fuck." That's what I said because I was trying to stop it, because we weren't ready and
Yeah.
hadn't meant to do that. We were just trying to fix that I was too quiet last night. I was already embarrassed because I'd been talking about all this great new technology and setup I have, and then people are like, "Oh, you're too quiet. We can't hear you." And I'm like, "Shit." I could have said it right there too. Thought about it.
We're,
You know, so
we're
we
struggling a little with making fools of ourselves tonight.
a
And
little. And whenever you get
that's
new
what's up.
technology with sound, it takes a little time, to get it all
Mhm.
worked out and stuff. And that
Yeah.
is definitely what happened. So anyway,
Yeah.
hi guys. Glad you're here.
We
Hey
really are.
Katie, how's it going?
This is definitely the best part of my day right here, right now. I have not felt good today. I've been kind of grumpy. I did get some really nice projects poured.
Ooh,
We have a little cousin who miscarried a set of twins at 16 weeks last
yes.
week, and it's just freaking heartbreaking. And I was making her a memento, a keepsake. And I
Mhm.
poured those today for her and her husband, and they are so pretty. And I'm so excited to give them to her. So, yeah. And some other funeral flowers for another cousin. I'll tell you guys, our cousins have struggled lately.
Oh, we have yeah, bad.
Had a lot of loss. So,
Mhm.
anyway, I actually was working on keepsakes for a few people today. And I don't know why, but there's a shadow that makes me look like I have a mustache. I don't. I don't know why it looks like that. I I
I
I don't.
I feel as though you are the only person who sees that because I don't see it.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
good. It's just something I'm seeing. Good Lord.
Okay.
Okay, don't see that
I
I have a mustache, and also please know that I don't have a mustache. Okay.
even if you did, I don't care.
Yep,
Any of
it's
you
all
have a
good.
mustache. Okay. Good
It's
job.
fine.
Whatever.
Rock
Yeah.
it. Love it. Yeah. Anyway, so that's me. I've been fairly unmotivated today, to be honest. I dropped my daughter off this morning for her very last. She's a senior this year, so this is her senior year of softball.
Yeah.
Very last big trip with all of her teammates, and a lot of
Ooh.
these girls have been on her team for a lot of years. Her dad, my husband, coaches them in the summer. I mean, these are our girls, you know.
Oh, yeah.
When they have a problem, they call us. When their cars don't start, they call us. When they can't get their jewelry out, they're here at 11:30 at night. When, you know, they're having a horrible thing
When
at
they
home,
can't
they're at
get
my
their
house.
jewelry out.
Yeah.
What does
Yes.
that mean?
Last week I had someone here with that couldn't get their dates out and they can't play with the dates. She was at my house at
Okay, I'm like,
11:30 after her mom had worked on it for 2 hours to see if I had jewelry tools that I could pull it out. I was scared to death. I was going to kill her if I got it out.
oh,
But
well, good.
anyway, these are our girls, you know?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
load them on the bus this morning with big bags of treats and snacks and hugs, and I cried all the way home. I was
Oh,
like,
dang
the
it.
last one. Yeah, see me now. Yeah, senior year is hard. All the
Yeah,
like finality of it. And
it
she's
is.
very likely going to go on and play college softball. So it's not like this is it for softball. But
Right.
those girls, it just, it got me. Yeah.
Darn it.
Poor Scott. I called him and cried, and he's like, "Okay, like you got to get a hold of yourself."
Like, dude, I'm a guy. I don't know what to do with this. Like,
Right? And he's like,
Scott hates crying.
oh, he hates
Hates
it.
crying. Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst. And he's
Mhm.
like, honestly, like I have, he's like, we still have summer ball, we still have college ball. He's like we're not done with softball. I'm like, yeah, but our girls. He's like, one of those former girls was at our house till midnight last night. Do you think they're going anywhere? No, no,
They're not.
they're not.
Yeah.
But oh, momming, God,
Mhm.
it's hard.
It's tough. It is. I agree.
Hmm.
So let's start
Yeah,
off with our general question on all live streams. What did you make for
yeah.
dinner?
Oh, not a damn thing. It's looking a lot like a Costa Beta salad up in here
Ooh,
tonight.
gotcha. Nice.
Yeah,
Like the Costa Beta salad. I like the nachos
yeah,
better, but salad's more healthy.
yeah.
I made beef stew, but it wasn't done before the live stream, so I haven't eaten anything. But
Ah,
sometime tonight
yeah,
I will.
yep. Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Me. I
So, what did you
hopefully
all
it's
eat for dinner? Feel free to share.
Yeah, hopefully it's not just a spoonful of peanut butter around here, but it could be. Because unfortunately, I actually had a lot to do today that I have not done. So I'm gonna have to find that motivation after this show and like do shit. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you want to dress up a spoonful of peanut butter, some sugar-free white chocolate chips are pretty darn good in there. I'm just saying.
When you're low carb bad, you find a way to improvise. Yeah.
You do. You totally do. Bianca
Hmm.
says chicken salads as well. Nice. Jessica,
Yeah.
frozen pizza. Solidarity. She's having a busy night. JR, chicken noodle soup. Patricia, pork chops, cauliflower, and salad. Ooh, look at you with
All
all those
right.
veggies. Way to
That's
go.
it.
I'm
I'm
impressed.
coming. Yeah, I'll be over.
Mhm.
Most of
Yeah.
you. Yep.
We have lots of stew if you want to come over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Homemade tacos with rice and beans. Nice. Oh, Kate. She
Oh,
freaking misses
Kate.
white chocolate. Okay. Lily's white chocolate chips or bars.
Mhm,
They have both.
mhm. So
Super
good.
good. Still keto.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Carrie's
Or
having a
like
ham sandwich.
at Christmas time, they had the white chocolate peppermint chips.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
The Lily's chocolate chips, the Lily's,
Yeah.
sugar-free chocolate chips are fabulous. All the
Mhm.
Lily's stuff has, really been nice for me as a diabetic and as a keto person.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Chris says, senior year always gets you down. Poor mama. I know. My God, it's tearing my heart
Yeah.
out. Yeah. I have
Especially
not
around
ordered
this
her
time.
cap and gown, and you guys, it's so late. It is
Uh-oh.
stupidly late. And
Yeah.
every day she's like, we should probably order my cap and gown. And I'm like, yeah, but
We should probably do that.
yeah, good Lord, I'm a mess.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
Renee found
it's
organic
okay.
toaster pastries at Natural Grocers. Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Mm. Oh, Jessica Bean. Oh, she muffed up her foot. Dang
Oh, I'm
it.
sorry to hear that.
She's doing easy things like freezer pizza. Well,
Yeah,
amen.
you
Between
should,
that and DoorDash, hopefully you're okay.
right?
Yeah.
Patricia says she loves cooking. I do too. It's just time. I
Mm-hmm.
like cooking. I like making things from scratch, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
always have time to. But I made beef stew, so
I know.
there
You
you go.
rock. You did it.
I
Yeah.
did. I did do it. I did. Well,
I'm
as you
impressed.
know, this is the psychic hour. You
Mm-hmm.
might not have known because we have not talked about anything psychic yet. We will though. We will be doing plenty of readings on this show. So if you have a reading request, feel free to put it in the chat. But Katie
Yes.
and I thought we would give a little energy read first. We read for lots of people
Mm-hmm.
and you start to see patterns emerging and kind of a feel for what's going on out there in the energy verse. And
Yes.
so we thought we'd talk about that a little bit. So Katie, what do you think? What have you been seeing?
Oh, so last week and leading into this week, anxiety through the roof.
Yeah.
Even people who don't typically have anxiety. I heard from multiple people that either they or one of their teenagers had a panic attack and had never had one before.
Oh, weird.
Horrible anxiety, just for empaths and people who maybe don't realize they're an empath alike. But it
Yeah.
was awful. So part of that is that I've done a ton of grounding work for clients lately.
Yeah.
And I have a few ideas about that. And I think I'll take you guys through an exercise today to work on your root chakra because here's what's happened. We have had so many earthquakes globally here in the last couple of weeks, like a
Mhm.
ton. Not a lot of enormous ones, though there's been a few, but plenty. We had a volcanic eruption in Iceland. The earth is shaking. And when she really starts doing that, she starts kicking us out. So your root
Mhm.
chakra is
True.
connected to the earth. That is where your energy recycles. It's what grounds you. So if you think about a car, right? And the red wire is what actually runs the power, but if the black wire is not hooked up, nothing happens because
Right.
the black wire grounds the energy. Well,
Yeah.
think about your root chakra in that capacity, right? So if you can't get grounded to the earth, then your root chakra becomes ungrounded. And then all the energy that should be running back into the earth to be recycled and cleared from you is just getting bigger and bigger in your head, in your chest.
Yep.
So we're talking about anxiety, depression, overthinking. You're a hot mess, right? And that's what I
Mhm.
think is the part of the root cause of it. I have two theories. I'll share both, but that's the big
Yeah.
part of it, I think. So when it gets like that, I usually try to help people to ground to the elements, not just the earth,
Right.
because sometimes it's not enough because she's done with our shit, and kicking us
Right.
out. And so we have to ground elsewhere. So I think when I'm done with this, I'll take you guys through that and help you ground in another way. Really
Sweet.
tough. But the other part of that anxiety, I think it's been an interesting time because the winter solstice usually puts us to bed. It's a really sleepy energy. It slows our energy down a lot. It kind of settles us. Well, we were amping up into the spring equinox. We had a turn of the wheel on Saturday.
Right. That's
And
what I
this
was thinking.
and the spring equinox jolts us awake, right? Get up, get out of bed, and get your chores done, right? So I think that we had that like building and that kind of anxiety with the turn of the wheel as well as what's happening with the earth, and it just created a real cocktail for anxiety, for depression. I think people
Mhm.
that typically do have some struggles with mental illness were probably a little more over the top than normal.
Yeah.
It's just been one of those times, or a lot more over the top, even. We're seeing some of that. So
Right.
that's my theory on that. That's been the biggest. This week, though, like the last few days, it's been more people feeling very prickly and defensive and, defending their family, their job, their whatever, their home, and
Mhm.
very defensive with other people that maybe do or don't actually mean an offense. And so those are
Right.
the things that I've really noticed. What have you noticed?
I've noticed a lot of need for developing better boundaries. I have been talking to a lot of people that have been allowing some ridiculous shit out of people around them for a long time.
Mhm,
And so I a lot of relationship boundaries and friendship boundaries. And then I've talked to a lot of people recently who haven't been in a relationship for a while and are beginning to wonder if maybe they will ever be in a relationship again,
mhm,
and ever, the keywords that I frankly hate because I just think they're so hurtful, twin flame or
mhm.
soulmate.
Yep.
And that is such a challenge for me because, as a relationship coach, as a social worker, as a healer and a psychic, I know that there's way more than one person on this planet for anybody. And, I know lots of people like those words, and that's fine if you like them. But when it becomes destructive,
Yeah.
when it becomes I'm allowing some ridiculous crap in my relationship because this person is my twin flame or my uh, soulmate or whatever, that like if you've assigned them that moniker, then now they can get away with anything.
Yep.
And I've really been seeing a lot of that. And okay, I understand the soulmate twin flame connection. I'm not convinced that we fully understand what that means or what that even is.
Mhm.
But here's what I know. You don't have to let anybody hurt you or treat you badly in a relationship no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what. Soulmates and twin flames can break up and can get divorced and can decide to be just friends. Those are
Mhm.
all things that can happen in those relationships, and I have seen a ton of that lately.
It also doesn't mean that if you end a relationship that was supposed to be a twin flame or a soulmate, that you won't find something else that's
Right.
better.
You will.
Just because someone's in
You
your
will.
life doesn't mean they're necessarily meant to be there forever. And if they
Right.
are making choices that do not honor that connection in that relationship, what the hell? You don't have to stay in that. No, this has opened the door for domestic violence
Yes.
as well as just for some, for cheating and a lot of bad behavior. I know. I hate it.
I know, me too. Me too, because it becomes so abusive,
Mhm.
and I it's something I've been really needing to speak up about because I see it so much. The hotline that I work on is mostly relationship stuff, and
Mhm.
that's where, I wrote a book on relationships. I do lots of relationship work, but this is
Yeah.
something that I just oh, I hate to see people allowing themselves to be hurt because they think spiritually they're supposed to. I gotta tell you, spiritually, you're not ever supposed to get hurt. Like, there's
No.
no requirement of, "Here, stay with this shitty person who is treating you like crap because spiritually you're supposed to." No, I'm sorry, those things don't go together at all.
No.
They
No.
don't. And, I truly believe that some people are gonna be in one relationship their whole life, and other people just aren't. They're
Yeah.
going to be multiple relationships for various reasons. Maybe it's how you bring your children into the world, or maybe it's because you are a very complex person and you need different things and you change a lot over time. There are lots of
Mhm.
things,
Or
but
maybe it's because the person you're with makes some terrible decisions, you
yes,
know? I mean,
absolutely.
there's only
Absolutely.
half of this that you have any control over, and,
Right.
not
100%.
to sound so cynical, but it's true that we've seen a lot of really dark stuff because of this idea of twin flames. It's a fun, romantic idea, in the
Yeah.
beginning, but I've also seen a lot of people miss out on some good relationships, some good stuff coming to them
Yeah.
because they didn't know if it was their soulmate or twin
Yeah.
flame. It's a very concerning trend. I agree.
It is.
I
And,
hate it.
the bottom line is your relationship should raise you up. You should
Yeah,
feel better in a relationship. Your relationship should make you feel good. And if it
yeah,
doesn't, it's okay to move on to something else. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I've been singing that song like crazy lately
yeah,
because it's so important that the first and foremost most important thing about a relationship is, do you feel happy in this relationship? Do you feel good about yourself? Is your life going in the direction you want it to go in this relationship? If the answer is no, get the hell out of there,
mhm,
you know? And your relationship isn't, I mean, you're responsible for your happiness and fulfillment for sure. But if you're with a person all day, every day of your life who makes you feel like crap, you're not taking good responsibility of your happiness. Okay?
no, no, and you do not deserve that.
No, and, these cosmic connections, I mean, I it's not that I doubt they exist because I do know that they exist, and there are we've talked a lot about past lives on this show too, and that, I do a lot of past life, attachment clearing
Mhm,
because there's so much, to be done,
yeah,
there as well, but it becomes an excuse, and that's where we have to really work on it.
yeah. Yes, without a doubt. Well,
That's
I'm
been
glad
my
you
biggie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you brought it up. It's a really important conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I wanted to address, like Terry says, I wonder about a relationship, I just can't meet anyone. You know, when when the right person comes around for you, you will. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is, relationships can be pretty cosmic, and sometimes you have to wait for the right person to show up, and I hate to put it that way because I know that's kinda shitty, like, but I'm lonely, I wanna be with somebody, I get it, but sometimes what happens is then you force yourself into a relationship that sucks
Yeah.
because it's better than
Or
no relationship at all.
yeah. Or you constantly beat yourself up because you're not in one. I hear this from
Right.
people all the time. What am I doing wrong? What energy am I holding wrong? What have I created here?
Mhm.
Could it just be that the right person hasn't come in yet?
It
You know?
definitely could be, and it could be a
Yeah.
lot of other things too, like, I work on this issue with people all the time, do a bunch of attachment clearing and belief clearing and stuff from your past that might really be hanging you up, and it might also be that you've gotten smarter and pickier, and so the person that fits your requirements just hasn't come through the door yet.
Mhm.
'Cause really, I mean, getting smarter and pickier about relationships is a good thing if
Yeah,
you've had trouble with relationships, and so waiting for that right person to come along is there's nothing wrong with that.
absolutely.
My here's what I have to say, Terry, to you particularly. Live your life and be happy. Do what you wanna do,
Mhm.
and when the right person comes along that just fits like a puzzle piece into your life, great. But until they do, don't change anything. I
Mhm.
see a lot of changing your life for somebody.
Yeah.
No, that is never gonna be a happy relationship. So for you, Terry, you will find somebody. She
Mhm.
says, "I may be too picky now." No, you are not too picky, but you know what you want and what you don't want, and
Yep.
hold out for the right thing.
Yep.
That's all. But live your life. Don't wait for somebody. Go do all the stuff you wanna do. Go do
Yep.
the fun things, do the work you wanna do everything. And if that right person comes along and fits in, great. And if not, you're taking great care of yourself, and that's what matters.
Absolutely. And it's so frequent that the right thing comes along when you're not really looking hard for it. It's amazing to me how
Yeah,
often people fall into, the right thing when they're not fighting very hard for it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so often, yeah, you're not even trying, you're not even looking, and then you're
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, this is, like, the one, I feel it?"
Yeah. Cooper's friend had great advice. She said, I ask others if this person who is causing you so much pain didn't have a title attached to their name, example, mom, dad, uncle, etc., would you choose to have them in your life? I think it's a
Yeah,
great question to ask yourself.
it
Yep.
is a great question to ask yourself, it's super important. I think all of us as empaths and as, metaphysical, spiritual people, we put up with too much shit. We
Hmm.
do. That whole love and light thing only
Hmm.
goes so far,
Gets us into
and
trouble. Yeah.
yeah, it does, because there is a point in which you have to say, "But I'm not taking good care of myself.
Hmm.
I'm not setting clear boundaries. This is not okay?" Having love and light for other people, you also have to have boundaries and hold them responsible,
Absolutely.
and hold yourself responsible.
Hmm. One of my favorite questions is if this was your best friend, what would you tell her?
Yes, me
And
too.
frequently, clients will pause and go, I tell her to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know.
I
One
know.
thing Frankie says, "One thing I learned, it shouldn't be that hard to be with someone. It shouldn't be a chore or hurtful all the time." Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this I can't remember who said it, but your relationship should make you good should be good and feel happy 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Everybody has their challenges, but if think about it for a minute. Is your relationship 80% good? If it's
Yeah.
not, take a look.
Yeah.
What are
And it
you
doesn't
hanging on to?
necessarily mean leaving. Sometimes it
No.
means counseling,
Yeah,
sometimes it means better communication, better boundaries. It doesn't just immediately spell, you know, that
right.
you're done so. But if it's a new relationship and all of these things are happening, think hard.
Mm,
Think
red
hard.
flags, man. Yeah.
Mhm. Elizabeth said, I could have used this advice in my 20s.
Right?
Terry said her as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
yep. You know, we learn a lot as we grow, right?
Mm. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm 45 and I just take no shit from anyone anywhere anymore. I had a little I had a little to do with some kid on the phone. Kid, I call him a kid, he was probably 25. at the bank a couple
You
days
old
ago.
lady.
I know. But, I do find, like, I just don't put up with shit anywhere anymore. Like, you give me trouble, you are gonna be sorry, young man. And later I was like, "Oh my god, I sounded just like my mom and my grandma." But he was I needed to raise the limit on my debit card for a day to pay some stuff, and it was the most patriarchal, lecture-y, "Well, I'm not sure we should do that. I'm like, excuse me? This is my account and my money. You're doing it, you little" Yeah, I was pissed. And he said so I said, "So if I need to do this again, I have to call you, do this again?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Am I going to get the same lecture next time?"
Oh, no, you did
And
not.
I did, and he just went silent and went, "Well, uh, no." Yeah, right, no. What are you doing telling people what to do with their money? You don't know me. Yeah,
You don't know my
anyway,
story.
right. Yeah, so I do think we learn this stuff as we get older,
Yeah,
and you're right, it would have been nice to know it in your 20s, but now we
yeah,
know.
yeah,
We
for
take no
sure.
shit, man. We don't have to put up with anything.
Mhm. Our grandma was so sassy, our mom's mom.
Oh boy.
She would have been the one on the phone. She would have driven down there, man.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about it. I'm going
She had
there,
a
you little
she had a bad morning one time that I've never gotten over because
yeah,
it's so freaking funny. So she took herself out to breakfast, went to a little coffee shop near her house that she likes, a little diner, and she was not a big fan of kids. She just never was. Little kids, older
n
kids, she was great
not
with, but
even us
little
when we
kids,
were little
oh
kids,
God,
no.
no, no.
Mm,
But as we got older, then it was fine. But little
yeah,
kids are not her jam. So she's eating, trying to drink her coffee, and and there's a family in the booth next to her that have a bunch of little kids, and it's rowdy and it's wild, and she's annoyed. And some little kid keeps looking at her over the booth. And now remember, these are LDS communities where, Mormons don't drink coffee.
right.
And you'd be surprised sometimes at the looks you will get, even now, in treatment of coffee. You order it
Like
in a
you're drinking
restaurant.
lighter fluid
Oh,
or
yeah.
something, like,
You'll have a
yeah.
waiter or waitress bring it to you like they're carrying something really terrible. But anyway,
Yes.
so that's kind of the culture. So
Mhm.
she's drinking her coffee. And this kid is standing on the booth, or, standing on his seat, looking over her booth and staring at her and goes, "Coffee? You're not supposed to drink coffee because you'll go to hell, huh, Mom?" And his mom's going, "Turn around and sit down, honey." And so she says, in typical our grandma Marion style, "Shut up." So she tells off like a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
So
I
she
love her.
leaves there, mad and done, and heads to the day old bread store by her house that she liked to go and get treats and stuff in because she was diabetic and wasn't supposed to. So that is for sure what she was going to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And she pulls up there, and there is a woman in the window, kind of standing there with her hand on her hip, staring at her.
Yeah.
And she stares and stares and stares. And grandma is getting madder and madder and madder because why the hell is that lady staring at her? And she's finally so pissed off about it and frustrated that she hops out of her car and she heads in there to confront this lady about, "Why are you staring at me?" Guys, she was a mannequin.
Yeah, diabetic retinopathy, pretty bad by that point in her life, and yeah.
Clearly, probably shouldn't have been driving at that point. But
Mm,
anyway,
no.
she headed right in the bread store, the hostess store, to have a fight with a mannequin that day. Now, luckily, she laughed about it and called us to tell us about the whole morning, and it was funny. But
Yeah,
that was the kind of sass she had. Like, you didn't mess with
mm-mm.
her. You didn't stare at her from the bread store window.
No.
Your snot-nosed brat didn't tell her not to drink coffee.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know where I get it. Yeah,
This is from whence we, yeah. These are
yeah,
the girds from which we, or the loins from which we sprung, right?
exactly. I hear it in my voice, like, in my tone of voice and the language that I use. I'm like, "Oh my god, I
Mhm.
have become my mom and my grandma." Not a bad thing, but, maybe that kid at the bank will be a little less of an asshole next time somebody calls to ask to raise the limit on their debit card.
Maybe so. Well, and
And maybe not, I don't know. I did stun him pretty good with that whole, "Will I get this same lecture again?" He didn't speak for, like, 10 seconds. He was like, "Yeah." Just says baby mansplaining. Yes, that
Yeah.
is exactly what was happening. Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah, the little coffee kid as well.
Oh, yeah, right? Oh my gosh. Yep. That's
Yeah,
pretty established.
We're
Yeah.
Gen X, we learned early not to take shit. Yeah, that is so true.
Mhm.
I am not nearly as sensitive as our kids are,
Mhm.
and I think that's just from,
Mhm.
we also, had to fend for ourselves a lot more than they'd ever had.
Yeah,
Ugh,
this is true.
okay. Well,
Well,
shall we do some
yeah.
readings since that's what we're here to do?
Oh, no. We have to talk about this.
Oh,
Moonbeam
no.
says, "That sounds like me when someone tries to insult my dogs." Right?
Oh, listen, you come for my dogs or my cats, you are going down. Yeah,
Mhm. Oh,
I hear
yeah.
you.
That is such a thing. Once when, I was newly married, like, I was pretty young, and my sister-in-law was a teenager, and she was in my car with me, and my dog, I had a little Chiweenie that was sitting on her lap, and she pushed him hard into the bottom of the car, like, shoved him off her lap.
Oh, Sano, Sano.
And I looked at her and I said, "This is his car, not yours." And she goes, "Well, I don't want him to sit on my lap." And I said, "Then you should sit in the back seat. This is his car. That's where he rides." Then, I don't know, then I was the asshole, but, you don't insult. Yeah,
No,
yeah. Yesterday, I
never,
was in
never.
big trouble at my house because I
Mm.
told Fiona, our little pig, that she's getting a fat butt. Oh, wow. That didn't go over well. Scott was
Oh,
furious.
oh, I mean, she's a pig, isn't she supposed to have a fat butt? I just,
Well, bro, she's got a fat butt. It's just that it's spring. She's been laying around the house all winter long. She'll run it off in the summer, but yes,
mm,
she does.
that's true.
But apparently, we're not allowed to say
Oh,
that.
that hurts her little piggy feelings, does it? I see.
Mm. Mm-mm. It hurt her piggy daddy's feelings.
Her piggy
Yeah.
feelings. I
Yep.
gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm thinking
Yes.
we should probably do some now, just so you know, the super chat is on. If you want
Oh, yeah.
to buy a sticker, that does give us a little tip for doing a reading for you, which we appreciate. It's not expected or required, but, it is also appreciated.
For sure.
Okay.
Let's do a grounding first, and then
Yes,
we'll
we're gonna
do
do
that.
I
Yeah.
clearly could use it because 'cause I'm all over the place, so.
Ugh, I know. I could too, actually. Hot mess. Okay. Gonna sit with your feet on the floor. Let's take a few deep breaths here to get centered. So I'm going to ask you to focus your consciousness on your root chakra. This is the lowest part of your energy body from the fork of your legs to the floor, to the bottoms of your feet. So first, I would like you to envision red tree roots growing from the bottoms of your feet, deep, deep, deep into the earth, connecting you to her, to Mother Earth, and let those roots grow deep into the earth, allowing your energy to intermingle with hers and allowing her energy to run up through your body, clear to the top of your head, and back down into the earth. Good. Now, going back to that chakra, I would like you to pull a silver thread of light and send it deep into the universe and bury it in the sun, connecting you to the element of fire. Now let's pull another silver thread of light from that root, and I'd like you to send it to a body of water. It doesn't matter what. It could be a lake, a stream, an ocean, any body of water that sings to your soul. I'd like you to send that cord there now. Connecting you to the element of water. Now go ahead and pull one more silver thread of light from your root and send it deep into the universe, connecting you to the energy of air or wind. Now you are connected to the earth to fire, to water, and to air. Perfect. Okay, so you can come on back. Yep, perfect. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. That was really good.
So anytime that you feel like you can't get grounded and stay grounded, take a look at what's going on globally. And if it
Mm,
seems like the earth is on the move, like she is right now, try that and see if you can get grounded to some other elements. That usually helps a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely does. It definitely does. Kind of terrified me to bury a thread in the sun, and then I was like, "This is energy. I'm not gonna burn up. Jeez, what's your problem?"
I
Yeah,
actually love the way that one feels. Every time I
it's
do
cool.
that, yeah, I feel like something like burns through me that's burning away some, you know,
Mhm.
whatever debris I don't need.
Yeah, I like it. And by the way, Cranky says, "It's okay, it's the pandemic. We all have a fat butt now."
I started with one, so
Correct. Yeah, me too. Okay, so let's get to some reading requests here. So Renee is wondering, Katie, if she has you've got any news on Teddy, her missing cat. She said, I have more flyers and plan on distributing them on the east side of my neighborhood.
I think that's wise, Renee. I did check in with him when I saw this message earlier when the show started, and I still feel like he's here. I don't feel like he's passed. I feel like he's still on the planet. Why isn't he coming home?
Because he's a cat.
Yeah, he's being a jerk. He's off on a big tear. I feel like he's further away from the last time you and I spoke, though. I'm going to tell you that. I feel like he's traveled further. He's on quite the walkabout. I did check in with him, Renee, and ask him yet again to please find his way home, that you are worried and need to know that he's okay. I will tell you, though, that he doesn't feel scared to me. He doesn't feel hungry to me or injured to me. I feel like he's okay. He's out living it up. So I really wish this wasn't happening. I know it's really gut wrenching for you, but I do want you to know that he's okay. So I did ask him yet again to just, knock it off and go home.
His ass home right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cats are
Yeah.
so naughty when it comes to this.
Yeah. The worst.
Okay. So Andrea says, just lost a little one to unknown causes, a friend's baby. I was blessed with the opportunity to babysit him whenever I needed a baby fix. He was 7 months old, and they're doing an autopsy to reveal what killed him, which
Mm.
is awful. But I wondered if maybe we could just do a collective group, um, moment of silence for this baby and to send some energy to Andrea and the baby's family.
Yeah. Yes.
So everybody just take a moment and let's send some love to Andrea and her friend and their family. Okay. Thank you guys. Sometimes we just need it in numbers, right? To
Yes. Yeah. And Andrea, damn, we're so sorry.
oh my gosh. That is just
Yeah.
awful. Okay. So let's see here. I'm scrolling. Oh, okay.
You see me
Bianca.
scrolling.
Bianca would like to know, is there potential for me to have my own spiritual metaphysical business? What do you think?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I absolutely believe that's true.
Mhm.
Um, I kind of see a little bit of online and a little bit of in person. That it'll be that the potential here is for you to do something that is a hybrid of both.
Mhm.
I could see you, Bianca, start in the sense of maybe doing some psychic fairs, some, spiritual events, some things like that. And I know that's been a little more challenging this last year because a lot of places probably haven't had anything like that. But I feel like you need to start thinking about exactly what that would look like, what you would offer, and then start looking around, not just your area, but expand a little bit too,
Mhm.
and look for opportunities to do so. I could even see you maybe renting a room in an existing business, or doing guest appearances, things like that. I feel like that's where it starts, and
Yeah.
then you'll start growing it from there. But I also feel like there's a good potential here for a website, an Etsy store, or something like that, where you maybe sell some metaphysical stuff as well as offer some services. So
Mhm.
yes
But
to you.
you need a community
Yeah.
because this kind of work is really never done alone. So you need
Hmm.
to see what you've got, and you may already know to some extent, but like Katie's saying, go out and see what's already out there and happening that you can piggyback on
Hmm.
to get connected into your local metaphysical community. Because even in little old Idaho Falls, Idaho, there's a pretty big one.
Hmm.
Thanks in part
Absolutely.
to us, but, then continued on with other people as well. But
Yep.
there's a big community here, and so you might be surprised about where you live if there is, but I'll bet you there is if you
Hmm.
start looking.
I think so too. Look for spiritual churches, look
Mhm.
for metaphysical stores, look for yoga
Yep,
studios, look for bookstores. There's a genre there.
yep.
The
There
other part
definitely
of that I want to tell you, Bianca, is nobody's going to give you permission to do it but you,
yeah.
right? Nobody. There's in this line of work, nobody finally says, "Okay, you're ready." That's on you to give
Yeah.
yourself permission to do it.
It
But
definitely is, it
I feel
definitely
like if
is.
you would start, because I know you've been studying forever and gathering information and helping and working on it, and I feel like if you just got a little success under your belt, you would be just guns ablazing. I feel like there's something there for you. I do.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, but I that's really good advice, Katie, because we definitely went through that too. Like, there's no one that's gonna knock on your door one day and say, "Okay, you're ready. Get out
Right.
there and hang out your shingle." No,
Mm-mm.
that is 100% on you,
Yep.
but you can do it. I have
Yep.
no doubt. Okay, Katie, will you take this one? I'm gonna do some energy healing for RJ. Jackie would like to know what's coming up for her career-wise.
Yes, but Jackie, I feel really lost on your question, and I would really like to hone it in a little bit so I can give you the very best work that I can. So, what I want to ask from you is a couple of things. Are you expanding an existing career or are you looking? I feel like I just need to get really clear on that so I can go in the right direction. I don't want to waste your time. So I will watch for your comment, but if you'll just get a little more specific on that so that we can do our best work, I would really love that.
Awesome. Okay, well then, JR would really like some healing work for their uncle, and will they get their
Yes.
stimulus check?
Okay. You are going to get your stimulus check, but it seems like it's going to take a while. Like it might even happen with the tax filing or something. I do think you're getting it, but yeah, for some reason it seems like it's going to take some time. But let's take a look at the uncle. Yeah, he is not in a good way, is he? All right. I'm going to just put a lot of green light, a lot of healing around him first. And I looked at him the other day with you and I wondered then, and I still wonder what's more broken here, his body or his heart? There's a lot of
Mm,
pain in him.
yeah,
So a lot of healing around him. I'm going to do some work specifically for his heart. And one thing I want you to know is that he's struggling to see that there are people out there that care about him or why there are people out there that care about him. That's kind of where his mindset is right now, just so you know. And I know that you have been doing your best to make sure he does know that he's cared about. So I want to advocate for you there that I know that you've been trying. And I just want you to know that that's kind of where he's been is he feels a little unworthy of love and attention.
yeah,
All right, lots of light around him. We'll just continue to, send our best to him. I'm so sorry. He's having a really hard time.
yeah, that's really challenging.
Yeah.
Dang it. RJ, so RJ, you had a gigantic crown chakra. So sometimes the crown chakra can look like a big record on the top of your head playing like, you know, a repetitive, like the same song over and over again, or thoughts over and over again, like a record on repeat. That's what I really found in you, all this pressure up there in your head and in your upper chakras. So I did a bunch of clearing there and just balanced your energy body, and I think you're gonna feel a lot better, but I feel like you've been way in your head.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to
I've got
Elizabeth.
Jackie, actually.
Oh, oh, you've got Jackie. Oh,
I've got Jackie, yeah.
let's hear it.
So she said she wanted to know, will she be switching jobs soon? She's at a turning point
Mm,
and working on figuring out what to do. I believe you will. I feel like where you are is not going to honor what let's see, how do I put this the very best? They are not going to respect the level of education and experience that you have as much as someone else will coming in. As in, they're going to continue to use and abuse you in a way that, not that they're necessarily abusive, but I don't feel like they're going to pay you what you're worth because you've been there so long, or the
mhm,
time that you've been there. I feel like it's just not your place anymore, and that you could move on to someone else who would bring you in at a higher level than where you are, with making more money, with more responsibilities, just a better fit. I don't think that you'll do it for a few months. I feel like it's going to take the world settling down a little bit again for this change to happen. Jackie, I would really expect that we're going to see you change jobs by August, if not a little sooner, and maybe a little sooner. But yeah, I feel like where you are, you're spent. You're done. I don't see you staying.
nice.
Yep.
It's nice when change comes.
Hmm.
Okay, so Katie, Elizabeth, if you'll remember, Elizabeth came on a couple of months ago. It was a little soon to get a reading from her dad who'd passed, but
Yes.
she would like to try again if you're up for that.
I saw that, Elizabeth, and I was excited because I feel like we're absolutely there now. So, let's tune into Dad. He said, I've been waiting too. Good sweetheart. He's been working really hard to get your attention, though, to see you in dreams and to make sure that he's around. He said he feels like it's really important for his family to understand that he didn't leave them. Ooh, that really hits a nerve with him, actually. He does not want anyone to think that he left them or gave up on them.
Mm,
Hmm. Yeah, he's adapted really quickly. So he wants you to know that he's fine. Oh, he said he doesn't like anyone worrying about him or fussing over him. So he doesn't want you guys, he doesn't like tears shed on his behalf. And I told him, well, that's too damn bad, because that's going to happen because they miss you and they're going to cry about you. And he kind of acknowledged that, but he said that he wants, he wants to move forward. Like he doesn't like the grieving period very much, but again, too bad because people are going to grieve him, and that's
mhm,
okay. But he wants to move on from that to being more helpful. I feel like he was somebody who never sat down, that always had to have something, fixing something, working on something. You know, he was a true work all day kind of guy. And even now, he's like, let's get to work. He keeps doing this. Let's get to work. So I said, okay, so how do you want to get to work? And he said, I tell her to call me when she needs me. So how do you call him when you need him? Well, just like that, right?
yep,
When my mom died, one of the first things she told me after she died was, I will only ever be a whisper away. And that has proved to be absolutely true with her. And I know it's true for you guys with your loved ones. And so, Elizabeth, for you, really just saying, hey, can you help me with this? Um, so, what can he help you with? Literally anything you can think of in some way. Maybe he can't, replace the starter in your car, but he can help you look for solutions. He can help encourage you. Dads are awesome at helping to find new relationships, and they're awesome at helping to manifest new jobs. But you know him, and but the thing is with people that have passed, they want to help you, but they're not mind readers. They don't just know everything because they've crossed over. They still need you to tell them what you need help with. So keep talking to him. He says you already have been. So keep talking to him. Keep bringing that to him. He rides with you. It looks like in the car maybe a lot. I see him like shotgun that he's been palling around with you already. So keep talking. and give him some things to do. He really, really wants something to do. So, but he's good. He wants you to know he's good. And no
Awesome.
fussing.
No fussing.
Hates it.
That's funny. That sounds like a dad kind of thing to say, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Sydney says one of my close friends, Megan, unfortunately committed suicide last month. I'm so sorry. I was wondering if she was okay or had a message. I tried to reach her before she died, but couldn't. And I have been tuning into Megan, and the first thing I want to tell you is that she is okay. The first thing that I check with someone who has completed a suicide is to make sure that they crossed all the way over. Sometimes people who die this way get stuck or get stuck part way. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it's not
Hmm.
easy to put it into words. That can be a really terrifying and painful experience. That
Hmm.
didn't happen for her. She's all the way across and she is okay. She wants you to know that she was just done. She just was done. She was done with being in pain. She just couldn't do it anymore. And the thing that you have to know when you do the kind of work that Katie and I do is that we know that people who die by suicide go to the same place everybody else does.
Hmm.
There's no big old timeout room called hell for people. There isn't. That's not how this works at all.
No.
And she's okay. And she's not suffering or
No.
being punished or anything like that. She couldn't handle this life anymore and she checked out. And that sucks, but she's okay. She's okay. And so she doesn't want you to worry about her.
Yeah.
And that, now in this place, she can actually be of help to you where she feels like she really couldn't before.
Hmm.
And so, just as Katie was telling Elizabeth that,
Hmm.
you know, saying her name, asking her to, you know, help you with something or be there for you, be present for you. She will. She most definitely will.
Yeah. Most certainly.
Yeah.
Most certainly. That, Christy, that was the first message I had from her too when I first read that message was I had to stop my pain.
Yeah.
Had to stop my pain.
She just couldn't do it anymore.
Also, let's be very clear, you weren't going to stop this.
No, not in any way. This was 100% her choice.
Hmm. That's a really tough one for family and friends that go, what should I have done? What could I have done? You weren't going to stop this. It was happening.
No.
She was done. She had made a decision, and so please don't,
No.
take yourself to that place. You didn't cause this.
People who want to be stopped tell and ask for help.
Yeah.
People who don't just do it. And, ultimately it is a singular choice and, you can't have stopped it. And ultimately for her it was a good thing. It was what she needed. And the stigma around it, I feel like we really have to work on because, that's been created by control. And I'm not saying I'm pro suicide. I'm not, but I don't want anyone to feel like their family member has gone to a horrible place and is being, tortured or punished or whatever. They're not. They're
No.
not.
No, and it's so wildly unfair that we have gaslighted people into thinking that. It's horrible.
It is. It is
Hmm.
not cool at all. Katie, Cranky would like help creating boundaries with parents and siblings.
Hmm.
They can be hurtful sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's the first step, right? Is recognizing for yourself personally, what are the things that I could do without? Are these family dinners where comments are made? Are they phone calls? Are they texts? Are they sideways jabs? Because I feel like in the moment you don't really get an opportunity or you kind of get dumbstruck, and you can't really respond. You don't know what to do. And then later you're upset with yourself and upset that you let this go. And so I think really getting really clear with yourself on what the things are that are the triggers. And then when they come up, being brave enough to say, when you say that, it makes me feel like you don't respect me, or it makes me feel like you don't care about me, or whatever it is. But really use your words. Because here's the thing, Cranky, they're not going anywhere. They're not. It
Mhm.
is okay for you to use your words on this one and express to them how you're feeling. It does not mean they're going to cut ties with you or that these relationships are going to end. I feel like they do not realize A lot of it is very backhanded, and I feel like they don't realize how much pain they're causing. Now, it's not
Mhm.
nice and it's not right, but I feel like people have gotten away with this for so long, you know?
Yeah.
It's also okay to say, I'm not going to come over here for a while if you guys can't stop constantly taking jabs at me over my whatever, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Make your own boundary and say, Mom, I'm not coming over here for a while. If every time I come over here, all you want to do is talk about how you don't like my husband or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you set the boundary and you've been living in fear of them being mad at you or cutting you off or whatever with you. Let's flip the script a little there and let them know that you're not doing it either. You're not
Right.
putting up with that. I think it's also okay for you to point out, I don't do that to you. I would never say that to you. And I really need you to consider why you talk to me that way and ask you to stop because it really hurts me. And I don't want to feel like this anymore. You're going to have to do it.
Mhm.
And I know you can. I know you can.
Mhm. They're never gonna just magically get it
Uh-oh.
because most people don't. I mean, so often people are doing or saying something that's hurtful. They have no idea, you know? So it's our job to speak up.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this one too because it's a kitty. Innocuous says, "My kitty is sick. Can you see what's wrong? Vet finds nothing."
Oh.
Should I sing the Jeopardy song? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do
Okay.
do 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 do. I hope we don't get, copyrighted for that or whatever.
Yeah, look what you just did. Alex is going to haunt us.
Yeah.
Kidding. That was a horrible thing to say.
Mhm.
Okay. I have thoughts on the kitty. Were you looking at the kitty or did you want me to
No,
look at the
I was
kitty?
asking for you to look at the kitty.
Okay. I
That's
wasn't
why I
sure.
was singing the Jeopardy song because I was
I'm
giving you
just
some
looking in
time
the
to look
chat
at the
room. I
kitty.
had some thoughts on the kitty. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
that's where the Jeopardy song came from.
Okay. Innocuous. I feel like there is something internal going on with your kitty. I just cannot not see. Well, that's horrible. Who talks like that? I feel like
I
when I feel your kitty, I'm feeling a lot of heat right in her midsection. And I feel like it's right among the, like, I'm looking at kidneys, I'm looking at liver. It's right in there that I feel like there is something happening. I know, okay, so you've been to your vet and they haven't found anything. Here's the thing I would, if I were you, I would give this maybe not a whole lot more time. And I think I'd go to another vet and get a second opinion. I feel like maybe we're kind of stuck in a loop right now of a vet who maybe has an ego involved or maybe just, is only seeing things one way. You're not wrong. There is something wrong.
Mhm.
And I do think your kitty needs some better, needs some care here. And so that's my best advice for you is that we get a second opinion because I'm with you. There's something going on.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
feel that heat. I can feel that pressure. There's something up.
mhm. Mm. Sometimes that's the way to go though, second opinion. Okay, we're gonna do our last 2. We aren't gonna get to you all today, I'm sorry. Just a reminder, you can find me at the Purple Ocean app, and you can find Katie at one2listen.com, so you can always come to us. Katie, I'm gonna take Kirsten, but will you take Jessica's question about the yellow roses?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to, Kirsten, here's some things I want to say to you. I do feel that you will be financially stable this year, but I do feel that you will have some opportunities to reprioritize yourself, that there are going to be some times that you feel like you don't have enough, but you actually do. So I want to challenge you about how you are looking at your money and really work on some gratitude around what you do have rather than focusing on what you don't have. And then I want you to get one of those budgeting apps. I cannot remember the name of the one that I know. Lots of people I know use it. that really helps you identify where your money is going to help you to figure out where are you spending money you don't really need to spend to help you get through a time that'll be a little bit leaner, but you are going to be okay. You are most definitely going to be okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Jessica, I love this question so much. She said, my grandmother's favorite flowers are yellow roses. She says they smell the sweetest. When my grandfather died, there was a huge bouquet of yellow roses on top of the casket from his current wife. I can't ask my grandmother because she has dementia, but I'm dying to know what the significance is. I know there's something, I can sense it, I just don't know what. I love this. So, grandma, poor grandma. So, she's so dang cute. She's so far out of her body
Yeah.
that I feel like she's just, I actually feel like they've had some beautiful healing between the two of them. It's really sweet. He adopted yellow roses as his favorite because they were her favorite. And they might not have been together anymore, but I feel like he'd shown preference to yellow roses because she showed preference, and that just kind of became a part of his favorites too. So when he died, it was a no-brainer to his current wife that she knew. He'd said before, yellow roses smell the best, they smell the sweetest. It came directly from her. And
That's
so,
so sweet.
so that's what he got. Um, Very sweet healing between them, though. I want you to know that because she's so disattached from her body at this point, or unattached. She's
Yeah.
partying. So anyway, they've had some good time
She's
to
partying.
yeah. So they've had a good chance to connect. So there is significance there. That's a sweet little testament to the love that they did have at one point and the connection that they still have to each other.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we have done it. We are out of time. Thank you all so
Yes.
much for being here and participating and being in the chat. And for those of you listening after the fact, we couldn't do this without you, and we really appreciate you very much. Keep an eye out for some pop-ups this weekend. You just never know what might pop up.
We have
Also,
some fun
oh man,
planned.
that
Yes,
can
we
be taken really wrong, and I immediately went there. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Um, wow. Also on Sunday at 10 a.m. Mountain, I am teaching Crystals 101 for Spirit School. So
Yes.
if you're in Spirit School, join me. If you haven't joined Spirit School, but you would like to, just go to the homepage of our YouTube channel and click on join. That's our membership where we do teach some metaphysical classes just to those of you who are in the class. So
Yep.
I'm excited to I'm a crystal nerd. I
Oh,
am maybe the crystal nerd. I don't
I
know.
was gonna say this is like super dork status. I
It's
mean,
it
come
is
on.
super dark status at this point,
Yeah.
yes. So I will be there teaching that, and I'm excited to do that with you guys.
Yes. And then Tuesday afternoon, there will be a second edition of Spirit School, our last one for the month. And I will be bringing you some animal communication tips
Oh,
and
yay.
tricks.
I love that. It's so fun.
Yeah.
That's why we know cats are jerks, man, because we communicate with cats, and they are jerks. I love cats. Don't worry, I have 4. I have 4, but, when you start communicating with them, oh, yeah.
Oh, I have
Well,
so many stories about communicating with cats and
oh, yeah.
the shit they pull. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you all know it. We are True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters, and we really love you all, so thanks for being here tonight.